Hello and welcome. Hey, if you're a parent, especially of a young child, you're going to want to stick around for the next few minutes. We're talking about something that could totally change how you think about setting them up for the future. I mean, a future that's changing so fast it's almost dizzying. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, so I want to kick things off with a pretty bold question. Just picture your little one right now. Maybe they're playing with blocks, right? The world they're going to graduate into, it's going to look nothing like ours. We're talking humanoid robots, AI everywhere. This isn't some sci-fi movie anymore. This is real. And it begs the question, are we actually preparing them for that world?
And just to make this super real, get this. Top AI researchers are predicting that by 2040, which is not that far away, a whopping 90% of today's jobs could just be gone. Automated. Poof. Vanished. I mean, that is the world our kids are walking into. And that changes everything. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means that the playbook we all followed, get good grades, get that degree, learn a specific skill, that whole rulebook is basically being thrown out the window. It's becoming obsolete. The very things that made us successful, they just aren't going to cut it for our kids.
Okay, so that brings us to our first big idea here. We've really got to dig into why the world is changing so dramatically and why all that old advice we got from our parents might actually be, obsolete.
And here's where it gets kind of crazy, right? For years, what have we been told? Get your kids into STEM, teach them to code. But look at what AI is already doing. It's writing code faster than a human ever could. It's solving math problems that were considered unsolvable for centuries. We're literally training our kids to run a race against a machine that's already crossed the finish line. It just doesn't make sense.
So this totally reframes the problem, doesn't it? The question isn't how can my kid compete with AI? Because let's be honest, they can't. The real question is how can they work with it? We have to switch from a mindset of competition to one of collaboration. The goal isn't to be a better calculator. It's to be more human, to lean into the skills that make us unique so they can use AI as an incredible tool.
Okay, so what are these magical skills? That's what this is all about. We're going to break down the 3 irreplaceable skills, the things that will give your child that uniquely human advantage in a world run by AI. All right, number 1, emotional intelligence. You might hear it called EI. This right here is our superpower. It's all about connecting with people, feeling empathy, really communicating, navigating all that messy, complicated social stuff. An AI can crunch numbers, sure, but it can't understand why a friend is sad. It can't manage a team's morale. And you know that toddler tantrum? That's not just a phase. It's actually a boot camp for this exact skill.
And if you're thinking, okay, that sounds nice, but what about the real world? Check this out. Research shows that people with high EI earn, on average, 58% more money in their careers. 58%. So this isn't some fluffy, soft skill. It has a direct, massive impact on their future success.
And the best part? You don't need a special class for this. You can start building it right now, today. Like when your kid is melting down because their block tower fell, just say the words, "Wow, I see you're so frustrated." That's it. You're giving them a word for the feeling. Point out when other people might be feeling something. Help them build a vocabulary that goes way beyond just happy and sad. Think disappointed, excited, curious. Simple stuff.
Okay, skill number 2 is creative problem solving. And I want to be super clear here. This is not just about being good at drawing or painting. This is about being an innovator. It's about seeing a problem and coming up with a solution that nobody else thought of, thinking way outside the box. That's something AI is not good at. It can optimize, but it can't truly innovate from scratch.
So how do we build this muscle? It's simple, through play. Seriously. Forget the flashy toys that do everything for them. The best tools? A cardboard box, some blocks, things they can turn into anything. Play what-if games in the car. What if cars could fly? And this one's huge. When they mess up, resist the urge to jump in and fix it. Let the mistake be a new path. Oh, that didn't work. I wonder what happens now. And that brings us to the third and final skill, and honestly, this might be the most crucial one of all. It's adaptability. I mean, think about it. The jobs our 5-year-olds are going to have, they haven't even been invented yet. The only thing we know for sure is that things will keep changing. Adaptability is about being okay with that. It's about thriving in uncertainty and being able to roll with the punches.
And guess what? You build this in the smallest, most ordinary moments. I love this idea of controlled chaos. It's as simple as taking a different street on your walk to the park, trying a new vegetable at dinner. And when plans get messed up, like a rainy day cancels the playground, don't just give them the new plan. Ask them, well, shoot, what should we do now? Make it a game. Celebrate being a family that can handle anything that comes your way.
This next point is so important. We all do this because we love our kids. We see them struggling, and our instinct is to swoop in and save the day. It feels like the right thing to do. But every single time we give them the answer, we're actually robbing them of a chance to build that problem-solving muscle. They need to struggle a little bit. They need to fail right here where it's safe with us.
So, okay, let's get super practical now. How does this all come together in your daily life? Well, the best place to build all these skills isn't some fancy preschool. It's just playtime. Your living room floor can be the most powerful classroom there is. Let's look at the toolkit.
And it's cool because it changes as they grow. When they're really little, like 2 or 3, it's all about the foundation, sensory stuff, cause and effect, giving them simple choices. Then, as they get to be 3 and 4, you start building on that. Now it's about playing with others, making up stories. And by the time they're 4 and 5, you're really encouraging independence, letting them take the lead on a project or, and this is a big one, helping them work through a fight with a friend on their own.
And look, here's why you cannot wait to start doing this. The science on this is just undeniable. A staggering 80% of your child's brain architecture is built by the time they're 3, 90% by age 5. So every little interaction you're having with them right now, you're not just passing the time. You are literally physically wiring their brain for the future. It's happening right now.
Okay, so I know this can feel like a lot, but please don't think you have to go and change everything you do overnight. That's not what this is about. It's about small shifts, tiny, intentional changes that add up to something huge. So here's a super simple action plan to get you started.
The key is just to start. So, week 1, just do this one thing once a day. The next time you're about to show them how a toy works, just don't. Step back and let them figure it out. That's a discovery moment. Then, week 2, add on top of that. Once a day, just name an emotion you see. And in week 3, create one tiny problem for them to solve. Maybe it's just letting them struggle with their own shoes for an extra minute. See? It's that easy to start.
I really want this to sink in. Never, ever underestimate the power you have in these little moments. Every hug, every time you let them get messy, every time you give a name to their frustration, you are literally building the brain of a person who is going to be creative, adaptable, and emotionally intelligent. You're building a future-proof human being.
And at the end of the day, that's really what this is all about. It's not about worrying about the year 2040, it's about right now, this afternoon. The future isn't some distant thing, it's being built brick by brick in these tiny interactions. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Your child's future really does start with your very next interaction. What's it going to be?